Good afternoon, Woodhounds. This is Al from Club Dora Outdoors and Firewood. Today, I'm going to make an attempt to show you how to make a chain. Over Christmas, I purchased these two items, the rivet buster right here, and this is the rivet, I don't know what the heck, lost my train of words. It rivets the rivet back together from wherever you made your cuts. And I'll show you a number of mistakes that I've learned really quickly. I am not, here's some chains that I've made. I've got 6 of each that I've made up. Obviously this is a 20-inch and a 24-inch. Some are the two sizes I use the most. 3/8, 72 teeth, .050, and this one's an 84. This fits a 24-inch bar. This fits a 20-inch bar. Now, a few things that I have learned. I haven't picked up any .325 chain yet. I'm just wanted to try it out and see how it works. These two items were on sale for the Black Friday deal, and typically I think you pay about $225 roughly for them. I was able with that discount from Black Friday or one of them sale times right around Christmas. I think the combined ones, I think this one was the best deal. They're normally about $90, $90 to $100. This, I believe I got for $60 on sale. This is they're both priced about the same. This one did not have quite a big a discount, but however, there's roughly, between the two of them, I have probably no more than $150 into these two pieces, which you gotta have. So, because I'm old and can't see well, I've got lights all over the place. You gotta be able to see this stuff, so that's the reason for all the lights. So, a couple mistakes that I have done, and I'll point these out. Let's see if we can get these in the light a little better. I have learned that when I punch the rivet, you don't want to, let's go over to the machine here. You don't want to push this. You don't want to push this. Once you hear it crack, don't go way down below that, because what it ends up doing, it bends the guide, and it's impossible to get them back out. I tried to put them in the vise, and it's not worth it. So I cut it out, and there's another one. Didn't matter. I think one is right. No, they're both the same. They're both the same. I thought one was right and one was left, and actually it is. There's one right. No, would help to turn it the right direction. They're both the same direction that I messed them up. But it's impossible to get that out, and you'll never be able to get it riveted properly. So I just kept them for some examples. They're no good to nobody. So, okay, so then the next thing, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make an attempt to make a 24-inch. And what I've done, put that up there. What I've done, here's the first mistake I made. This was my old chain up to this point. That's for an 84 link chain. This was, let me see here. I did that wrong. It's this one that's wrong. This one, I took my old chain and measured it out. I actually had the distance from this one to this one, same number of links, but that's how much wears in them chains. So this one is the actual point that I want to make it, which is 84 links, and it's for a 24-inch chain blade, or a bar. So you want to be wearing gloves, because when you think you're not ever going to get cut, all of a sudden it happens. I had a pair of leather gloves here, and I misplaced them. So what I've found to be the easiest, and by the way, I set this up on this piece of countertop. Eventually I want to make a table just for this. I don't like it on my workbench. It does work here, but you gotta, I strap it down with these clamps and so forth. So what I do, that's why I don't like to do it over here. I get too much junk in the way. So basically what I do, I've got a little nail here, and I've measured these up from before. And I just pull this down. Pull this down, and actually right here is one for a 72 length chain, which is for a 20-inch bar. And they're not going to change, so that's your easiest bet. So what I do, right here's the one you want. This is the long one over here. That's for the Warren chain, and I should scribble that all out. But anyway, this is the one you want to cut. So I mark them with a blue marker. You can mark it with any kind of marker, but just so I can find it. The reason I started to do this, and I haven't got all my numbers put together, but a roll of 100-foot on sale during the Black Friday stuff, this was $305. Today I looked them up just recently, and without that sale, they're up to like $365. So this is definitely a much better deal. But anyway, I believe that you can save anywhere, I would say, between $10 to $15 on a chain. I mean, and I might try to put that together and show it at the end of this. So basically, you've got to take this little instrument, and it shows. Can you focus on that? I'm trying to see it myself. Okay, so the bottom one right here, this is 3/8 chain, and that's what you got to have for this. So it's hard working with gloves, but I've learned already you can cut yourself pretty good. So at the beginning, down here, or can you see it? Can you get in there tight? Can you come in for that? So I got to be able to see it myself. Okay, so can you see that on the?
Yeah.
Can they see it? Okay, so what I was talking about before Okay, so that is centered right there. That just went into place. So my mistake was taking this, and it doesn't take a lot of pressure. You keep pushing down. I slowly do it. I'm still learning. My gosh, I've only made 10 or 12 chains. Okay, as soon as it gets to there, do not go any further, because that's how you end up bending. That's how you end up bending the guide. And I was punching that through all the way, which I shouldn't have been doing. Okay, buddy, get in there. Okay, so now we're coming down the second time. I mean, it takes a while to learn this. I am no professional, for cripe's sakes. I'm sure guys that pump out chains right and left can show you differently. I am just trying to show that most of us can do this. It's going to take us more time than there. I just took away my safety thing, but it's hard to get a hold of this stuff. That top chain just didn't want to flip out of there properly. There we go. Never use the old ones is what I've been told. Take them and throw them away. I don't know where that other one on. Oh, there it is. So that's pretty much trash. So then, so then I take, they give you, shine in here, I've already made 12 full chains, and this is what's left from the 12 chains. I'm only guessing, but I would say you can probably do 30-some chains out of, they give you that many to complete the process. So, believe you me, I am not trying to be Mr. Know-It-All, because like I said, I've made 12 chains. Not nearly seasoned enough. Like I'm going to repeat myself again, I'm only doing this because a lot of us guys that use a lot of, or cut a lot of wood, we use a lot of chains, and if you can save at least $10 a chain, that's quite significant. Okay, so you want to put these together just the way you have them, as they have them. So, how am I trying to say this? This did that wrong. This chain pops onto there. If you notice it, I already screwed up. I had it right the first time, I think. And I did. So that's what's screwing me up. Okay, so that fits right in like that. Then this one, this isn't a hard process. It's more of a patience thing, and sometimes I don't have enough of that. Okay, so this little link, if you notice, all the inside chains have the little groove there. Well, you want to make sure you're putting it on the same way, which would be like this. And just to let you know, when you're trying to film this, it takes a lot more time to do it. So then the next step Just try to keep that on there. And it'll probably come apart once or twice on me. You should be able to hold it with one hand. Okay, so these two little rollers, you want to keep them level with your chain. Otherwise you have issues. And the other thing that you can't go this way. You need to pull the chain up and around so that you're more in line with it. It's been a week or so since I've done one of these, and it's a curb of memory, making sure you got everything lined up. Okay, we're starting over. I will tell you, I did them 12 chains. Took me about an hour, a little over an hour to do them. So it's not as bad as what's happening here in front of you. Okay, so like I was saying, you want to get these chains in these two little rollers. And then you lower that down. You tighten up the back side. You got to double check, make sure your chain is in the right groove. Usually you can hold it with one hand, but for some reason today this is not working out well for me. You need a lot of light, that's for sure. Or at least I do. I just, I don't know why this is giving me such a trouble, but. Okay, so now we're going to tighten up the back part. You know, I know, guys, there's professionals that do this. They can probably do this whole process in 5 minutes. But I haven't done many chains, so anyway, so what you do, you want to crank this here, but you got to keep tightening up the back. And you don't want to, you just want to get it started, especially when you're new at it. You want to just kind of get it to rivet a little bit to hold it in place, and then you want to back it off. So that started that one. And I'm going to move this one forward. I'm going to move this light and get enough light there. I think that might be better. It's all a learning curve. Once you get it down, like I had it down pretty good last week there sometime, but I'm having some trouble with that. It's not falling into the place. I might have pushed that rivet in too far. Oh, there we go. Just need to rock it. Okay, so you can see by my little finger right in front of there, that gap. Now we're squeezing that together. So I'm gonna, can you see that well on there?
I think so.
Okay, so as you crank in the front, you want to keep tightening up the back. And you got to watch that rivet. Now I'm going to purposely pull this out just to show you what you're trying to accomplish. So this, you see how big this rivet is? And this one's way smaller because this one's not done. And this one is not done yet either. From what I've read, if you take your fingernail, if you can catch it, it's not tight enough. So we're going to rerun. We're going to rerun that one. Whoops. Okay, so here we're going again. I think I've counted. It usually took about 35 cranks, but every one of them is going to be a little different. And I've already learned you can get them too tight. Okay, so back to it. You can kind of tell, but I'm trying to show you some of the mistakes that I have made. I've got a lot to learn too. Like I told you, I think there's guys that can whip a whole chain out in less than 5 minutes. Probably not even that long. I think the key to it all is to, so when you're done with this, you want to check this as long as you got movement in there. And these should be tight. Plus then the other thing is to take your fingernail. See, it's pretty much gone. I'll do it with my thumbnail. Yeah, see, it's smashed down well enough. These end up being a little bigger than these, but I think it's because you're just manually doing it that it turns out that way. So now we're gonna go to this first one. Can you get the camera on there? If you can look, see how far that rivet is out? That's got to get squeezed way tighter together. So that's what we're going to try to do right now. Okay, so shine down in there, Chris. Hopefully you can see that little bit of distance. Let's see, what do I have here? You can see that little, where my screwdriver is pointing, there's a gap right there. You want to close that totally shut. I mean, that's how you tell how tight you have it. I kind of watch that quite a bit. This is not a hard thing to do because I'm being filmed. I can't do this properly. But I tell you what, if you guys can, if you can save that much money, it's well worth, to get this. I mean, to do this. So let's see. We're gonna back that off. So see that one there moves. This one, sometimes they kind of stick at first, but it moves. It moves. It's a little tighter than I should have made it. I wasn't counting. I just want to double check that. So, voila. Here you got this is for a 24-inch chain. And I wasn't counting the time, but it is way slower when you're trying to film it. But anyway, I mean, I think I did the math, and if I can figure it out, we'll get this, put it on the end of the video. I do think you can get, I think it's somewhere between 32 and 36 chains, 84 linked chains out of a 100-foot roll. And like I say, I'll do the math and refigure it back out. I know I had it memorized before, but things only last about 20 seconds in my brain. So got to write it all down. Anyway, so I hope you guys learned something from that. I guess my first mistake was that I think I showed you that, how when I would bring this down, I would force it all the way through, and then you would end up bending, bending this guide because you're forcing it through too far. You don't even need to push that rivet in there that far. That was probably my first mistake. Second, I had issues with the first chains I started. I got them too tight, and then I had to pop them back out and put a new link in and start all over. But you know what? You don't learn this stuff overnight, and if you don't try, you'll never learn. So I think if you guys cut a fair amount of wood, this definitely will pay for yourself to save the money on the chains. I know everybody's busy, but you know, like I say, if you can save $10 on a chain, if you're getting, say, 30 chains, I mean, that's $300. I mean, that's not pocket change. So anyway, at that, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Like I said, there are professionals out there. Somebody watching this will think I'm nuts because it took me, I don't know what it was, probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes to make one single chain. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day, and please like and subscribe.